What are you doing? What are you doing?
That's an oarfish. Holy fucking. They've almost never been seen live.
They live a mile deep.
Hey, it's Sophia. Back with another video. Hope everyone out there is having a good day, y'all. We got a good one coming up today. Took a couple days off. Had family here. They left yesterday. I said, you know what? I'm gonna kick it today. Relax. We're back, y'all. A little bit of these clips might be a little old, y'all. This video was supposed to be out a couple days ago. We're putting it out today. Hope you guys enjoy it. Like I said, leave that thumbs up, y'all. Let's get to 1,000 likes. We've come very close the past two videos, but we haven't hit that 1,000. Hit that like, and don't forget, entertainment purposes only, y'all. I'm here to entertain. Hope I'm entertaining. Hope you guys are enjoying the content, but enough of the chit chat. We're going to save it for the end of the video. Make sure you guys sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Oh, fuck. Oh.
That's crazy that no one, everyone survived that. That's crazy.
Are you seeing this airplane just crashed?
No, I'm not saying that that's fake. But I have a few questions. A few questions that maybe you should think about like I think. The first one is, why does it look so suspiciously similar to this movie on the right called Flight that was filmed in 2012? It's very similar. The second is, where is all the smoke? In that video I showed you in the beginning, there was all this black billowing smoke and the plane was literally on fire, and now it's just gone. No more fire, no more smoke, not any remnants in the air at all. Why don't we look in the beginning again? And just ignore that that looks like a hologram or a miniature model. Let's just look at all that smoke. The literal black smoke that, if that was gasoline on fire, should still be on fire everywhere. Yeah, nothing. No smoke whatsoever. Interesting how all these keep happening. Maybe they want to scare people away from flying. Maybe they want to keep people trapped in their own area to practice living in their 15-minute cities that are coming real soon. Of course, it's all for entertainment purposes. It's definitely
That music on there, man. I can't even hear what you're saying.
crash. Definitely. No paid actors there. Not at all.
So if you're on the inside of one of those machines, everybody would look frozen. So you literally could fly around and grab a Coke out of someone's hand and put it in someone else's hand. It's really...
Where are you getting this from?
Dr. Hal Puthoff, he's a Nobel nominee. He wrote the book on plasma physics.
Have experienced this physically, or is this just theoretical? Or
The technology not only exists, we've figured out how to play with it. Steve Justice was head of advanced programs at the Skunk Works, and the Skunk Works are who built the U-2 spy plane, the SR-71 Blackbird. He literally was in charge of all the advanced programs. So, you know, you got the boss and you got him. And he was on stage with me when we came out and said we're going to be building one of these things.
when you say that all this technology exists, have they explained this to you, or have you seen it physically?
I don't want to speak, you know, I represent more than myself these days.
Right.
So I definitely have to watch what I say.
Once again, Hollywood is making a mockery of Jesus, y'all. So we all know who she is. Cynthia Erivo, the one that played in The Color Purple in the movie Wicked. She is set to do a stage play portraying as Jesus, called Jesus Christ Superstar, at the Hollywood Bowl. She could be your favorite actress. You could say, oh, she's a great actress or whatever. But for her to accept the role to play Jesus is ridiculous. Time and time again, they always seem to throw shit right in our faces, y'all. This is the person that's playing Jesus. They couldn't even find a man. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. It's like they're trying to reshape historical and religion narratives at this point. It's like their goal is to create controversy that's going to divide us even further. Shit that can get the pot stirred. Everything they do is for a reason, y'all. You gotta think about it. So while this may be a mockery, what they're gonna try to do is use this to dominate the headlines, get everybody talking. And watch, y'all, some weird shit's finna happen. Some policies finna go through. Something is finna happen. Y'all just wait. But this is crazy, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down below in the comments.
Something's gonna happen. they're going to come out with a toy and accidentally put the wrong website on that toy. We saw where that website went.
Scheme. Do you know where public schools buy their food from for lunches?
Cisco.
Bali.
From the Department of Defense.
The DOD?
The DOD. It's a total scheme to where Department of Defense, they go out to these food companies and they get the contracts and then they turn around and sell it to the public school systems. They are in complete control over this profit line.
Oh, that's scary.
I think they said that the school lunches is the only thing that's profitable in public schools.
That would make sense.
It would make sense, but like hiking up prices and like choice, like the school doesn't have a say in what they can get for lunch. They are totally dependent on the Department of Defense to provide the food.
Interesting.
It's just weird.
That is like super weird.
Department of Defense controlling the school lunches, I thought was super weird.
Yeah, I guess I'm ignorant to that connection because that doesn't make sense to me.
Just the man wanting to get some moolah.
Have you ever watched like any of this stuff? Like,
No, I watch none of it.
never will.
Don't want to watch it. All it's gonna do is piss me off.
Are you upset that the killer of Ron and Nicole was never found?
Right now, I'm not gonna discuss any of that. All right? Yeah, I think that's a pretty obvious question, but I'm not getting in that. I'm not going there.
You don't think that they're still out there?
I'm not going there. Right?
All right, all good.
You're committed to rescue. You're going to help rescue next month 2 astronauts that I think were abandoned. They dispute that in an interview.
At the president's request, or instruction, we are accelerating the return of the astronauts, which was postponed kind of to a ridiculous degree.
They got left in space.
They've been there. They were supposed to be there 8 days. They're there almost 300.
Biden.
They were yes, they were left up there for political reasons, which is not good.
And this for y'all church folks. When they tell y'all about tithing, they only tell you about the money. You hear pastors saying, hey, don't do nothing for the homeless people. Keon Henderson.
There is no blessing connected to blessing the poor other than getting back what you gave to them, but no multiplication. Multiplication is segregated for tithes and offering. When you give to the poor, the only thing you do is help them, but you don't help yourself.
Don't do nothing for the poor people because God ain't gonna bless you. Bring your tithes into the church and that's how you get blessed. God don't need nothing from you to bless you. He say the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Nigga, you don't even belong to yourself. You belong to him. They'll tell you about tithing, but only the monetary. You have 24 hours in a day. How much of that are you willing to give to God? If you got to go to work at 8 o'clock in the morning, you willing to wake up at 2 o'clock so you can give him some of that time? But he's so important to you. You'll spend hours on the phone scrolling the internet, talking to a female that's talking to a bunch of other niggas. But you'll give God 5 minutes.
What's happening in Hollywood is they're wanting to pay for the image of actors like Harrison Ford. Take his image, AI it, and make a movie with him in it, but him never having to walk on set. And you won't be able to tell the difference. So some actors are like, that's cool. Other actors are, no.
How's Kanye? You have
well, I met like 5 or 6 different Kanye.
Do you remember when he was
the first four was awesome. The last 2 was a little bit.
Couldn't you be like, do a Steve Harvey, be like, enough of this foolishness?
No, music is sort of like a mind your business thing.
The animals and making more animals. So they making the new meat that y'all eating, that y'all eating. They making the new meat that y'all eating us. And they said they trying to save animals so we don't run out of animals in the world. And that was enough for me. Nah, no doubt, T. I ain't gonna lie. That was enough. That was enough for me, T.
And let me elaborate for him because he seemed like he was butchering shit, right? But he on point, man. Even if he's speaking a little slow. They don't produce enough chickens in the world to have as many fried chicken places. You gotta think about how many Canes there are, how many Chick-fil-A's, how many KFC's, and these are just fried chicken joints. Then think about all the frozen chicken in the store. You telling me all of that comes from real chickens? And there's no type of, they show you in the laboratories, these chickens with the they scan the barcodes on their neck. They scan the barcodes, right? Then it's a machine that just make them go like that. I gotta go community guidelines, right? But they unalive them real quickly, right? These chickens getting served up so quick, right? Get to the point where, Y'all heard about the preservatives. When you go to the store, you can get no preservatives on your chicken, right? The meat that you seeing, bro. I don't want to put misinformation, so I have to put it a certain way, bro. But think about how many burger joints there is. There's not enough meat in the world. There ain't enough chickens in the world, man. It ain't enough chickens in the world. Back then, folks used to have 1 or 2 hens on their barn. 3 hens, 4 hens, or now it's like factories full of chickens. Where are all these chickens coming from? Anytime you eat that, I bet you your stomach hurt, bro. I ain't had a stomach ache. I ain't had no big headaches in 5 years since I've been plant-based. 5 years since 2020, bro. No cap. My vessel is clean. I don't have mucus. I don't have asthma. I don't have none of that shit that I grew up having.
Who has Jeffrey Epstein's
Black Book?
Black Book.
FBI.
But who? That is that. I mean, there's.
Oh, that's under direct control of the director of the FBI. Just like the manifesto from the Nashville school shooting of the Catholic school. Yeah. We still haven't seen that, right? It's not the Nashville police or PD saying we don't want this out. The FBI airmailed into that operation and said this is not getting out. Because they do that because this is another government gangster operation. All these local law enforcement communities get funding from the DOJ and FBI for local programs. And if you don't cooperate, you're not getting your $1 million for this, and you're not getting and that's a lot of money to these local districts. That's how they play the game. That's why you don't have a Black Book.
But the Black Book, it's not just sitting. I mean, that's Hoover power times 10.
And to me, that's a thing I think President Trump should run on. On day one, roll out the Black Book. And not just that. On day one, roll out all of the text messaging communications we were told were deleted. On day one, play the rest of the video of the pipe bomber. On day, one of the reforms I talk about in government gangsters is you need a central node to be continuously declassifying. This is another thing they do. They overclassify. And I'm telling you, as the former number 2 in the IC, they overclassify 50% of the stuff there to protect the deep state. Oh, no, you can't see that. Nothing to see here. Gina was a master at it, of doing it. And we still haven't seen half of the Russiagate report that we wrote. Still under lock and key. On how the ICA was originally constructed. We put 10,000 man-hours against John Brennan's team that did it. And we found out why they came up with their bogus conclusion. But we couldn't sell it to the world because we couldn't talk about it, and the government gangsters came in and buried it. All of these things, there needs to be a continuing central power, whether it's the White House or offsite, that says every request that comes in, just right out the door, as long as it's not a major threat to national security.
In 1930, Robert Johnson was walking late at night when he hit a crossroad. At the center of the crossroads, the devil appeared. The devil called him over and asked him if he wanted to be the best in the world at playing guitar. Robert Johnson said yes, and the devil took his guitar, tuned it, and played a song, and gave it back to Robert Johnson. The devil told him, "There's one catch. You won't have this forever because your soul is mine." And the devil vanished. Robert Johnson became a really good guitar player after that, and was eventually poisoned at the age of 27. He wrote a ton of songs, but the two that were pretty strange were Crossroads and Me and the Devil. Some think the devil came back to collect Robert Johnson's soul. Others think it's just a coincidence. Oddly enough, he is one of the first to join the 27 Club.
I really believe that's a real thing. I believe the ones that get to the top, the Jay-Z's, the Lil Waynes, the Eminems, they have something in them that says, if you do this, I'll give you these hit songs, put them in you, but you have to do something. Whether it's you have to do drugs every day, you got to drink every day, you got to off somebody, you got to do this. I really believe, I've seen too many testimonies of people seeing these things and talking about these things, and they say the devil came to them. I'll tell you how to be a famous painter. I'll give you these paintings, this one painting right here, but all you have to do is smoke weed every day. That's the catch. Things like that. I really believe that, y'all. I've done some reactions on my second channel. Highly suggest go look at my reaction I did over there about the devil and Jay-Z. He talks about all that, y'all.
I remember Sterling actually our coach came along and he said, "You guys don't be upset, but I've been told to take y'all out after the first 5 minutes of the game because Sterling want to see David Robinson keep the scoring title in the West." because he didn't want Shaquille O'Neal to get the score in time in the East.
I remember when he hit 60 or something like
He
that.
hit 70.
70.
Hit 70. He had 43
Time out.
at
So
half.
that game was fixed. He told y'all that y'all not gonna play because he want them.
Took us out. And if you go back and watch that game, we didn't play after that.
I remember Dave
And I
Robinson hitting
remember
70,
walking off the bench
but I don't know
toward the end of the game, and I'm like, I'm out. They can't offer me enough. I'm done.
You are
backstory on the history. I remember that 70. I remember that being a game.
You ask Mark Jackson or Ron Harper, they'll tell you.
Wow.
Yeah.
One reason why there's never been a president that ever attended the Super Bowl apparently is because that is not a thing that's paid for by the government, because that's leisure time. It's not like if you're a president, you're not just gonna get free security and all the stuff to go to a Super Bowl. So basically, the reason why there's never been a president that went is because you have to pay for the police to shut down the city, the flights, the army, not army, but the security, the whole nine, all is on you. Like the city paying the whole nine.
Yeah.
You have to pay if you want to show up there. So Trump is the only one that's ever had the dough to shut down the whole city on his own budget to be able to pull up at the Super Bowl.
Damn, he shut down the whole city just for a half-ass game and to watch that dirtbag certified, purified. That was like probably the worst freaking performance of every Super Bowl I've ever seen.
I don't even think he's the only one that had the dough, as they say. They all got money. They're all millionaires, but they're not going to spend their money. They'd rather spend the people's money. So when they make all these appearances, it's us that are paying for that. They're like, I ain't going to pay for that. That's crazy. Shouts out to Trump. And that's so sad. They didn't even show him. They showed him once at the national anthem. That was the first ever president at the Super Bowl. And they didn't show him once. You know, if that was Kamala that won and went to that Super Bowl, which she wouldn't have, because the taxpayers' dollars don't pay for it, she would have been in the booth with Taylor Swift. You know damn well she would have been in that booth with her. But Trump went. They didn't show him once. That's great. That's how powerful the media is still. That's how powerful they are. They still don't show our president at the Super Bowl. First ever at the Super Bowl.
Speaking of church, can I say something? If more folks went to church, we wouldn't be in this mess we're in now.
You know what? I agree with you, Doug. I'd like to shake your hand, sir. Here we go.
No.
Oh, no. Oh, no. It's just a handshake. Yeah, it's just a handshake. Yeah, all right. You're welcome in Black Jam at any time.
All right. Well, thank you, my brother. Maybe I'll start a show for you to come on, and we'll call it White Jeopardy.
No. We don't need it.
Please tell me that y'all heard the interview with Benjamin Netanyahu and Elon Musk. Take a listen.
Well, you can't be president of the U.S. Last time I checked, right? But assume you are. Not officially. Not officially. Okay, so you're the unofficial president.
Yes, you heard that correctly. He called him the unofficial president of the United States. But not only that, he also claimed that he can be president of the United States. And they both were very awkward talking about it like they knew something that we did not know. I told y'all, they're playing in our faces. I told y'all that this man he's like, oh my gosh. Bro, this man has pulled off the heist of the century. Because clearly, he's the unofficial president of the United States. And why would he even ask him that question? This makes no sense. These two men getting together is very bad, not just for the United States, but for the entire world. Hear me when I say this. This man, not only Neuralink, not only the whole SpaceX, not only basically the president of the United States, like, y'all gotta understand the writing on the wall here. You got to. Now, and also Trump just told him to do whatever he wanted to Gaza because of the whole hostages situation. And so it's about to get wild. This man is clearly running a show behind the scenes. This is insane to me. Now, you can go ahead and deny like they literally said it with their own mouths. You can deny it if you want. But this is insane.
From one year to the next are the same. And
the NBA and All-Star Weekend has turned into a joke. Look.
Oh, he's not even worried about this shot. They're just going for time.
There's a dinosaur in that building. It's trying to get out.
but there's a tree blocking. I can only see the head. I saw like a mouth like this. I think it's some kind of Tyrannosaurus. Oh, look, there it is, there it is. Where is it at? I saw the top of the head right there. I swear. Look, you hear it's trying to get out. Oh, shit. It's a whole Tyrannosaurus. See? Look, there's the head right there. Oh, dang. Hold on, let me zoom in. Oh, look, there's the head. There's the head right there. Look. Look. I told you. Now it's hiding behind that tree, but it's trying to get out. I've been telling everybody that there's been dinosaurs locked up in that building for years. I've lived here for 2 years. I hear the noises at night. And finally, I think it broke the shackles, and it's trying to get out of that building. Y'all saw it shake, right? I know I ain't the only one. Boy, get inside.
Even if I'm dead, nobody will go upstairs.
Surprisingly, someone managed to break into the second floor of Elvis Presley's mansion. After Elvis passed away, his mansion was completely sealed off, and no one could enter. Years later, the mansion was open to the public, but one area remained off limits. The second floor. This area includes Elvis's bathroom and bedroom, and the bathroom is where Elvis passed away, right next to his master bedroom. Even presidents and high-ranking officials were denied access. Only those closest to Elvis were allowed upstairs. However, when Elvis's daughter, Lisa Marie Presley, married actor Nicolas Cage, Nicolas was granted special access to the second floor. On the night of the 25th anniversary of Elvis's death, Nicolas made a secret visit upstairs. It is said that Nicolas took a brief look at the bathroom and sat in Elvis's chair, seemingly discovering something. Afterward, Nicolas came downstairs and vomited profusely, adding to the mystery of the whole situation.
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, you sure you can control the demon? Didn't work out.
I saw this video that alleged that it was you involved in this crazy ass shootout. What was that situation?
Still go on this guy's show. I don't get it.
Maybe it might not have been you. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I don't think it was me.
Okay. But that wasn't related to any of the cases that you caught?
Oh, the price of fame, y'all. Going on these full shows.
Well played.
They're getting ready to ban junk food and food stamps. So if you have food stamps or somebody you know does, you don't want to watch this video. Right now, 41 million Americans are on food stamp, costing taxpayers $120 billion a year. But here's the crazy part. 23% of that money is being spent on junk food and soda. Yeah, billions are going straight to processed snacks and sugary drinks. So Trump's USDA just announced a plan to stop this. They want to ban food stamp users from buying junk food and sugary drinks. But you're never gonna guess who's trying to shut it down. Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Big corporations are straight up paying lobbyists to call this ban racist so they can keep cashing in. Think about that for a minute. Food companies are fighting to keep junk food in a program meant to help people eat. And every time they've blocked these bans before, it's worked. But will it work this time? Maybe banning soda and junk foods would make America healthy again, just like the man above me wants. Tell me what you think in the comments.
Not only make America healthy again, but a lot of people are forced to start eating cleaner. They're not going to be on those programs because you're just going to start growing in your mind. You're going to start changing what you're doing. You're going to start changing everything. I used to work for Spark, y'all. I don't know if these people are on food stamps or not. I know a lot of them were, by talking to the people at Walmart why they don't tip and whatnot, because you can't tip with the food stamps. So terrible food. But with the terrible food would come, not all the time, but I would say like 90% of the time, dirty yards, dirty cars. And that, not trying to judge, but that's a look into the mind, y'all. And when you're eating clean, those things start getting clean. You start getting energy. You start getting positive up here. But when you're eating bad, spending, because I think the most bought thing on food stamps is soda. So when you're drinking that, your mind is just elevating at a low energy, y'all. But when you're eating clean and you're forced to eat cleaner, you're making your kids eat cleaner, mine's going to start elevating, y'all. It's deeper than making America healthy again. You're going to make, America wealthy. And a lot of people end up coming off of these food stamps because they're going to start waking up. When you eat clean, you start waking up.
Even if you're rich, you pay nannies to
Right.
raise your kids, which the kids are going I was raised by a nanny.
Right.
So I know, because I'm a product of that the kids are going to grow up to fucking hate you. When a nanny raises you and treats you better than your parents treat you, you hate your parents.
Damn, really?
Yeah. You're like, I remember when I was 12 years old, my nanny Sheila, she had a heart attack on my birthday and she had to get taken to the hospital. And when I came home from school, my mom was in the kitchen cooking. I'm sorry, Mom, but this is a true story. My mom was in the kitchen cooking, and I was like, where's Sheila? I wanted my nanny because whatever, you know what I mean? So it's like, I know that kids that get raised by nannies, even though it's easier for the parents, like, your kids are going to hate you. So what's the point? If your kids are going to hate you anyway, what's the point of, like, bringing them just to get raised by nannies?
Yeah, it's difficult. You got to have that balance because, and it has to be two
parents.
Yeah, because that raises the best kids and it's the best options for them.
Because I'm thinking, like, when my son's like 8 or 9, I'm giving him to his dad.
Right.
8 or 9 or 10, like, you got to raise him, because I don't think I can raise a man.
Yeah, but at the same time, that would help a lot to have that dad there, even though he's there, to be with him. But both together makes the perfect, you know what I'm saying?
Way better, because it's like balance, yin and yang, like, because you can't have too strict, or like too like pushover, like, love. Because my son, like, even at 4 years old, like, he knows, like, I'm not, I'm a pushover. Like, his dad, he's like, he's scared. He sees me, just shits on me.
Yeah.
At 4 years old.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
It's true, y'all, because I know with me, I would never talk back. I'm sure I did once in a while, but we just knew. We knew as kids, you don't talk back, but we pushed the boundaries a little bit with my mom. But when my dad, me and my sister, my other sister, she was the one that would talk back to my dad. But when my dad just gave us the look, we shut up, went our separate ways. You know what I mean? That's kind of how it is. And, I guess it's important to have a two-parent household.
Biggest Diddy tapes out there is supposedly Justin Bieber when he was a kid and Diddy. That's being shopped for millions along the elites, and that's an allegation. That's not foul. I've just heard that from some lawyers just hopping on shows and saying that the tapes are being shopped, and allegedly one of the biggest ones is Diddy and Bieber. And it makes sense because you see the video when he's 15 and then years go by. Now you look at Justin Bieber. I mean, this guy is at his concerts just pleading for people to find God and, like, being so emotional. Like, man, I went through so much. Like, God is the only way to get you out of this. It's evil out there and all this stuff. I'm like, what happened to this guy? And now it makes sense. The guy doesn't talk about anything. He just looks so broken. It's like just heartbreaking after you see videos like that. And the worst part of it all is if that tape is true, that guy is gonna get so much backlash. And to be honest with you, it's not really his fault. Like, he was a kid, one of the biggest artists in the world, sold into the industry when he's 15, and then these tapes come out because he was forced to do whatever the heck he was doing. Yeah. And then now this guy's life is even more ruined. And what did he do?
At this point, anybody can be in disguise.
Check this out, y'all. They can make anyone look like anybody. As always, thanks for watching. Stay weird.
I see this. I didn't see the All-Seeing app ring that he had on. People is sending me a lot of stuff, making sure that I notice this stuff. This is ridiculous, y'all. It's sad. In one way, he's sitting up here running around here saying, and I have to, this had my head hurting. Just and act like he's a movement, and at the same time he's pushing the Satanist stuff. Now I see why so many people are jumping on Twitter and everywhere else and talking about they're sick of Jay-Z.
We're all in.
Brush your teeth 3 times a day. When you wake up in the rising, you're going to wet brush. Towards the middle of the day, you're going to dry brush. At night, before you go to sleep, you're going to wet brush again. Make sure that when you get a toothbrush, it's made out of bamboo. And get some bristles in it that's not connected to a boar or a pig. Make sure that it's a clean toothbrush with high standards in it that will not leave any microplastics or any polymers or any types of polyester inside of your mouth that's going to cause you to have microplastic toxicity. Then you need some actual toothpaste or powder that doesn't have anything in it that's going to kill your good bacteria in your mouth and that's going to kill you through toxicity. Look on the back of your toothpaste. If it have that black square on it, that means it's 100% chemicals. When you look at the black part, it always means pure chemical. When you look at the red part, it always means natural chemical. When you look at the blue part, it's usually medicated. And then greens means natural. When you cleaning your teeth, make sure that you're using natural toothpaste. Not only do you brush your teeth, but you brush your gum. Once you get done brushing, floss your teeth. Do not get regular floss. Get hemp floss, coconut floss. Do not use the regular floss because it got fluoride and chloride embedded in the floss. Get between your teeth and try to get under the gum line. Once you floss, it is best to do a water pick. What I do is on Sundays, I do half water and I do half hydrogen peroxide, food grade. And you're going to water pick for 60 seconds through each of your teeth. Do not swallow the hydrogen peroxide. Gargle with it for about a minute and spit it out. Now it's time to tongue brush. I recommend that everybody tongue brush with a wooden tongue brush or a actual copper tongue brush. Get into the back of the tongue and move yourself forward.
On my parents out there, do they still do fluoride rinsing in elementary school? Remember when we were in elementary school and they'd come along with the cart and we'd gargle with the fluoride and then spit it out? And do they still do that? Let me know down below.
Look at this. So I flip this to L2 and then I bring this to 1 and fire. Now look at that. Five, fire. 6, 8, fire, 9, fire. Okay, vertical. Okay.
Doesn't look good.
So now Detroit is in a state of emergency, y'all. Did y'all hear what happened to Detroit? A main water line broke in Detroit and the streets are completely flooded, y'all. Not only that, but it is snowing, y'all. Look at that.
Dude, out of all my years, I have never seen this shit.
This right here is in southwest Detroit. But do you guys see the sky? Y'all see how bright it is? And I'm going to always give y'all an aerial point of view of this because from the sky, this thing looks even crazy, y'all. And people are, oh my goodness, y'all. People are stuck in their homes and they can't go anywhere. Look at the streets just filled with dirt, debris, and garbage, y'all. And then just the snow all over the cars. What? This is literally out of a movie, y'all. What, like, imagine how cold it is. Not only is it snowing, but flooding as well. And then the water line is broken. Nobody can use water. And I just heard that the power is also out. Oh my goodness, y'all. Bro, this is crazy, man. The day after tomorrow movies really do exist. I don't know what's going on anymore, y'all. But the shit is here. Let's get it. Peace in.
This has Texas Chainsaw Massacre written all over it. Folks, I read this article 5 times. I still don't know what the fuck went on, but I can tell you this. These 6 individuals are fucked up. It all started, I guess one of them got in a pew-pew with a border agent, was unalived. Okay? They have like a property in North Carolina. The landlord said they were very strange. They walked around with long coats on. They had a box truck. Supposedly they all met online. Okay? They're scientists. And now they're being investigated for 6 unalivements across the states. Okay? The article does not tell us much other than they did something. They did something. And they're acting cult-like. That's all I know. The article is very confusing. But if you see these people, stay the fuck away. Stay away.
James Avery from the Fresh Prince.
Wow.
Uncle Phil, gay as hell. Yeah.
Wow.
He was gay. Because you know how I know? I had to do audience coordinating for the Gospel Awards when I first started comedy in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And behind the scenes, I was there. James was there. Avery was there. It was Mike Tyson, Farrakhan. Everybody was there. And backstage, you know, all those gospel groups?
Yeah.
They were all gay, very, very gay. And I saw him. He was flamboyant. I was like this. Uncle Phil? Aunt Phil.
Be a trip.
It's Aunt Phil. Because he was like this. He was like this. He was like, girl, shoot. I was like, whoa. And he's like, see, he was a big man. I was like, yo, he's mad feminine. I was surprised. Because I'm sitting there like, that's Uncle Phil is Aunt Phil. So, yeah, a lot of those dudes were back and forth, man. Oof.
Rare photos. This fox froze in a lake and was cut out to be used as a marker to warn others of the danger. This is the Tasmanian king crab claw, a photo of Queen Elizabeth working as a mechanic during World War II. This is the first coin of the United States, including the quote, "Mind your business." This is how teeth are prepared for veneers. A 350-year-old Tibetan carved skull. This place in Turkmenistan is called the Gate of Hell. Sunlight entering the inner sanctuary of Amon-Ra in the Temple of King Ramses. A noodle delivery boy in Tokyo in the 1930s, a 17th century Polish winged hussar armor. This is the first ever picture of Jupiter's South Pole. An American soldier shows off the helmet that saved his life during the Vietnam War. Abandoned Chinese village that has been reclaimed by nature. This man was born with only 2 fingers and a thumb on his right hand. This is the underside of a sawfish. Hong Kong in 1964, and now. This is what it looks like standing directly under an aurora. This what Tokyo flood tunnels looks like. An oddly shaped toilet bowl in a doctor's office. A father and his son.
So I'm not trying to freak anybody out. I was going to talk about this for a while, but is anyone else like looking into the fact that there's 76 volcanoes that are currently erupting? Our poles have moved astronomical, like they're moving faster than they ever have in history. And on top of that, we've got the earthquakes everywhere and the fires. We've got earthquakes that are happening at Yellowstone National Park and Santorini, which are 2 of the most massive volcanoes. Like we have the gases that are coming from these different volcanic eruptions that are spreading all over the planet. And then on top of that, we've also got the solar flares that are hitting the magnetic field of our planet, which if it weakens enough can actually cause the poles to flip. And that's concerning because if you've looked into what happens at that, I mean, we don't know for sure. It's theoretical for entertainment purposes only, always and forever, of course. But theoretically, it wouldn't be good. Who knows? There could be like some saving grace. Maybe it won't happen. Maybe it'll just all calm down. But it goes along also with the Hopi prophecy of the 2 brothers or twins flipping and then the weakening and then the floods and all that jazz that seems to be. And then we've got the airplanes on top of that, which could either be maybe from the magnetic field or the solar flares or from the poles shifting. I have no idea, but there's a lot of plane crashes that are happening. You can't deny that. I mean, at first I was like, okay, we're just focusing more on the no. There's more. And I mean, double what the normal volcanic eruptions are. That's a lot. I thought it was a lot last year, but it seems like it's kind of adding up is all I'm gonna say. I'm just wondering if anyone else is paying attention to any of this. I mean, I'm not gonna let it stress me out. You shouldn't either. Woosah. The earth goes through cycles. We all know that. It's just wondering if we're on the end of a cycle. That's all. Okay, love you, bye.
Everything you put in your skin goes into your bloodstream. And in the bloodstream, it'll act like oil and fat. Okay? That goes not just for massage oil, it goes for cosmetics, it goes for creams and ointments, it goes for sea water, it goes for fluoridated water. It's on the skin, it goes into the bloodstream. And the regular rule, and this goes straight across the line, is very simple. If you wouldn't eat it, don't put it on your skin. That goes for cosmetics and underarm deodorants and goes for lipstick and everything else. Okay, yes.
Dude, did you see the ship?
Yes, with the laser?
Yeah. This is actually a thing now. They released a clip of the ship firing the Helios laser weapon, and apparently it's able to disarm, and one is like completely annihilate. It's literally a laser off the front of the ship. The lower mode will short circuit like electronics, which they've had that tech for a long time. They've talked about being able to disarm bombs from satellites and stuff. But what's crazy is this thing is a full-blown Death Star looking thing.
Like the DEWs we've been talking about.
So it could blow something up if it got like overheated.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's high enough too to where I don't think you're like overheating it. I think you're just going, oh.
Are we really gonna sit here and say that doesn't look like a puddle of water in the sky? That don't look like a ripple of water? Check out this science experiment real quick. Look at what happens to this firework under the frozen lake. And then compare it to the rocket that Elon Musk shot up straight to the sky. This lake is only frozen in the top surface, but at the bottom, the firework is still moving. As you can see, look at the explosion that happens on the left side, and look at what happens in real life. It's the same concept. It's the same thing. Nobody is gonna convince me otherwise because we have the proof. We can see it with our own two eyes. Or some scientist is gonna have to tell me the phenomenon that happened in real life. What's crazy is, as a collective, we've never been able to see this because a rocket has never gone that far. But look at what happens here. Come on, bro. What is that? That's not a cloud. That rocket looks like it hit a body of water, as you can see right there. We gotta...
Well, one of the oldest sayings in the book, right? As above, so below. What's below? Water.
And everything now. We can't be deceived. When you compare these two videos and the different scenarios, this is basically identical.
Alright, y'all, ramen noodles for breakfast, man. Who wants some? So this right here has been cooking about 45 minutes, okay? It's not quite ready. So we're gonna go ahead and start this one. I got a little divider sitting there. So, wait, before the torch, you wanna add your packet. Yeah, there we go. Alright, now, let's get this nice and crispy right here. You wanna singe your packet first, okay? Your little sauce, get it nice and warm. Heck yeah, dude. Bubba's coming. I already got yours cooked. Okay, Maverick? 1 second, buddy. Let me get the edges real quick. Yeah. I mean, that is just nice, ain't it? So then you just wait right here, and then we're going to make sure that, look, we hold this torch on there. You got to hold it at least for 35 seconds, at least. Actually, we got about 6 seconds left. Hold on 1 second. Look at that. Look how it's turning red hot. How is that possible? How?
Now the IRS will be accepting expenses for your dog as deductions on your taxes.
I saw that.
And I have spent thousands of dollars on my dogs in the last 2 months alone because they keep getting injured. This is a huge win for dog moms. We're finally being seen. If you can claim your snotty little toddlers as dependents, I should be able to claim my dog as a dependent.
I feel seen. Justice for dog moms.
You need to hear this.
If you want something that really blows your mind,
Yeah.
If you look at Genesis chapter 1, it's so deep, bro. For example, he says, you shall have dominion over the fish of the sea and the fowl of the air. And then he says, every creepeth thing. People would always ask, like, why did God say specifically those animals? Why fish of the sea and fowl of the air? When I read in context, especially in the Hebrew Aramaic, you can see that fish and birds have something that's really different and unique than other animals. They have two birds. So they have the egg, and then the bird will crack and come out. Fish is caviar, and then they'll swim out. Human beings need two birds too. We're born once, and then we're reborn in the spirit.
Also, birds and fish are both made from water as well.
True.
And aren't we made new with water?
Sure.
Baptism.
Yeah. And then birds, what's beautiful about them is they can defy gravity, meaning they can go against the flow. Fish can swim upstream, also go against the flow. And when we're born again, we can go against the flow of the world. So that's...
Subscribe for more content like this.
Elon Musk, I don't give a fuck who's over his house. Leave that man the fuck alone. Leave that man the fuck alone. And the thing is, they love to talk shit.
Ha, Elon's having a bad week. If Elon has a bad week, we have a bad life. Leave that man the fuck alone.
You drink out of plastic a lot? Yeah, that makes sense. That checks out. Why? But I know by looking at you, I'm like, that dude drinks out of a lot of plastic. Bro, I need some advice, bro. Yeah. Wait, can I drink my water? It's microplastics in it. What's wrong with plastic, bro? It makes your testosterone go down. Are you that ass? Especially water in it, yeah.
Can someone please explain to me why did I think that all of Africa looked like this?
What is the poorest country in the world?
Africa.
What is the poorest country in the world?
Africa.
But bro, someone just sent me a video of the side of Africa that the media won't show you. Bro, let me just show you what Africa actually looks like. Since when does Africa look like this, bro? There is no way that is actually real.
7 years ago, Pete Davidson said this about Drake.
Best actor of all time. The sweetest guy ever. He gave us all OVO jackets.
Is that really true?
Yeah, he got us all SNL OVO Roots jackets.
Pete Davidson and Pete Rosenberg explained that Drake's public persona is a complete act.
He's been acting as a dope rapper for fucking 7 years. He's the best actor of all time.
I say the same thing. It sounds like an insult. But it's not. It's not.
It's not. He's dope. He's dope.
He happens to be good.
He happens to be
good. But the part he's playing is not him.
Yeah, that's not him at all.
Pete Rosenberg explains how Drake has a similar background as him, and therefore he knows him.
All you have to do is meet someone who's like you and know, like, I know you.
Right.
I know you.
Right.
Suburban Jewish rap loving kid.
How are you? Yeah.
Yeah. I know you. You're Canadian. You're Canadian. I'm Maryland. You're Toronto. But I know who you are.
Yeah.
One of the comments said this aged like fine wine.
He's just
it's performance art.
He's the sickest. I can't. It's so hard to explain, and I'm so glad you get it. The best actor ever.
What do you guys think? Are they talking nonsense or do they have a point?
If I give you $1 billion and you can't tell me what happened to it, that to me is wasteful. That means you are not responsible. But if you can't tell me where it went, then what am I supposed to think? An $850 billion budget to an organization that can't pass an audit and tell you where that money went, like, I think most people would consider that somewhere in the realm of waste, fraud, or abuse, because they would wonder why that money isn't well accounted for. But I'm a human being who lives on the earth and can't figure out how $850 billion to a department means that the rank and file still have to be on food stamps. Like, to me, that's fucking corruption.
Nothing like that. The only form of entertainment we have is to read books. And if you're caught reading a book for any other purpose other than educational purposes, it's against the law. The United States, as you know it today, no longer exists. There's no more government. There's no more countries. Every country is under now what's called a corporation. The whole world is basically under 3 major corporations. We are under what's called the Rothschilds Corp. The merger of these 3 corporations changed it all. A company named Gavi, which is a Bill Gates corporation. Amazon, which you have today, which they merge and become Gavazon. And then you've got the Rothschilds Group. Those are your 3 major corporations. So what used to be the bigger nations,
Well, invest in Gavi.
United States, Russia,
What do you got to lose?
China, they
Throw
all
a
fall
100
under
over there.
one corporation, the Rothschilds Corp. We don't celebrate many holidays anymore. We have one known as the Day of the United, which was the merger of the 3 corporations. We have another, which is called the Day of the Caring Ones, which is the first day the robot was online and placed inside of residents' homes. There's a global currency now under the corporation. Everything is done via the bank and via this chip.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
That's an oarfish. Holy fucking. They've almost never been seen live.
They live a mile deep.
Just come up here to die.
Oh.
Go back in the water.
Got hurt or something.
You may not want to die. Give him a chance to see.
Maybe he smelled the fish blood or something.
Keep vibrating.
To the nth degree. Send him a picture.
Send him a picture right now.
When you take, for example, uranium glass and you fill it with water, it helps structure the water, which is really cool. And when you take this same water, pour it onto plants, they begin to grow like crazy because of the glow effect from the uranium. And it's interesting because when you think about like Chernobyl, you know, Chernobyl and that whole thing, they tell people, oh, the Chernobyl, there was a meltdown. If you look up the plants in Chernobyl right now, they are massive. Everything is absolutely gigantic. And that's what is from that meltdown that they told people to stay away from. And all the animals are there. There's all types of anything you can think of. So if it was as toxic as we were told, it doesn't really make any sense that animals, birds, fish, and all these different things are all around it. And as somebody just commented below, mushrooms too. Yeah, the mushrooms are gigantic over there. Wonder why? They're absorbing all of that uranium and then they're growing to massive size. Starting to think about a lot with uranium of how people would become a giant. You know, if you had a certain type of frequency that was going into the body or the body was being exposed to, you could also be larger. Whole thing with giants is interesting.
Holy shit, there are some claims coming out against Colorado officials when it came to that apartment complex in Aurora, Colorado. Buckle up. These claims are coming from America First Legal. We're going to call them AFL. So AFL got a hold of the Aurora Police Department's records. Those records are showing that the Aurora Police Department knew for over a year that that gang, Tren de Aragua, was in Aurora in that apartment complex, but they never warned the public. They didn't do anything about it, and the only time they actually acknowledged it was when the gang took over the whole apartment complex.
Oh, and it gets worse, because apparently there's this organization that helps place these Venezuelan migrants, and they may have actually placed them at this property. Aurora Mayor Mike Kaufman later blamed Denver Mayor Mike Johnston for using federal funds from Biden's America Rescue Plan Act to contract with these nonprofits to move migrants from Denver into housing located in Aurora apartments. So basically, the Denver mayor offloaded these immigrants onto Aurora.
I mean, these are some serious allegations. That would mean they knew for a whole year that these people were a threat to society and they didn't do anything about it. And they knew they had taken over this apartment complex, and instead of removing them or dealing with it, they condemned this whole apartment complex. Like, pretty much gift wrapping an apartment complex, like, here, we don't want to deal with it, so you just take it. Like, what? And you'll all remember, we were gaslit for months about that whole situation. It was being downplayed. We were being told that that's not really what was happening. And I do have to say, these are just allegations. I am not saying any of this is a fact, but if this ends up being true, yeah, let me know what you think about this down below. I'm Claire Patriot. Give me a like, follow, and a repost. This is...
That's crazy if that is true, right? Allegations. But that gang took over a hotel/apartment in downtown where I'm at. Now, they recently got rid of everybody, closed the hotel down. It's not open no more. But like I said, Mama Bear works for the immigration court out here, and a lot of Biden appointed judges and people that are in charge over there, her main judge, got fired, y'all. A lot of people at the immigration court are getting fired. Now, I wonder if not all of it, but if some of it has to do with, you know, them letting those gangs in and all that. But a lot of people are getting fired at the immigration courts out here, y'all. Little insider for you guys that you don't get nowhere else. Leave a thumbs up for that.
Entertainment purposes.
¿Vamos? ¿Ya? Vamos.
Crazy. All right, family. There you have it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you guys made it this far, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's get this video to 1,000 likes. Late start today. like I said, took a couple days off. Sorry if some of these clips are a little outdated. Things are changing every day, so you kind of got to, you know, be on top of everything. So if a little bit of reactions are a little late, you know, this video is supposed to be out a couple days ago, but we're back. Family's gone, back to the grind, y'all. Hope everyone out there has been doing good. Segovia switched up the way he's eating. I had to change it up, y'all. I've been doing keto inconsistently, y'all, and I've been failing a lot. So I say, you know what, I'm going back to the basics, starting to count my macros, kind of a high carb, low fat diet. That's what I'm doing. Let me get some results. Let me get the momentum going. Maybe I'll start doing some full days of eating on my second channel, some grocery hauls, if you guys are interested. I also have been wanting to, maybe Mama Bear's got an scooter. I've been thinking of getting a little GoPro. Well, for now, a little bracket to hold my phone up, right? But I don't know, maybe go right around the border wall, or, you know, go right around downtown or just the city out here. See what you guys think. Let me know down below if you guys would be interested in that, because I always watch people riding their e-bikes or e-scooters out in public and just being out in nature. So let me know if you guys would be interested in that. I'll buy a little bracket, go do some vlogs out there, something different than these TikTok reactions. Let me know down below if you guys want to see that. But anyways, y'all, I got to get going. Hope everyone out there has a good day. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow with more updated reactions. This is Segovia signing out of the Man Cave. I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. Later.